This is 1450 WCTC, New Brunswick. Beasley Radio. NBC News Radio, I'm Brian Shook. Senators are offering their opinions on President Trump's summit with North Korea leader Kim Jong-un. Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer said the U.S. legitimized a brutal dictator in exchange for a vague and unverifiable agreement. Senator Mazie Hirono said the process of verifiable denuclearization takes time and that the North Korean government has violated past agreements when it comes to verification. The top Democrat on the House Intelligence Committee is calling the Singapore summit a massive propaganda coup for North Korea. Congressman Adam Schiff says propaganda has provided Kim with a great deal and little to show for it.
North Koreans got to be on the stage with the President of the United States. They got to look like they were on a par with the U.S. They got to remind them their history of human rights abuses and the death of Otto Warmbier.
According to Schiff, the joint communique issued by the two leaders contains only vague promises with no concrete steps towards North Korean denuclearization. President Trump and Kim did, however, agree to allow the remains of American servicemen who went missing during the Korean War to be brought home. More than 7,700 Americans were declared missing in the 1950 to 1953 conflict. Another 120,000 South Koreans are missing. A federal judge is clearing the way for AT&T to buy Time Warner. The Justice Department sued to block the $85 billion mega merger last year, citing antitrust concerns and possible higher prices for consumers. The judge issued the decision today following a 6-week trial in one of the largest antitrust cases in decades. USC is facing more legal trouble over a longtime campus gynecologist.
I'm ashamed, disappointed, and furious that I'm not alone, that I'm a single and short-lived example of the continued administrative negligence of an academic good old boys club.
That woman is just one of 24 who filed an amended lawsuit this morning against the school. You're listening to the latest from NBC News Radio.
Hi, this is Jonathan Friedman. You might know me as the host of Talking Sports on WCTC.
More Karen.
I'm the business development director at SCG Advertising.
Karen Weiss.
And I'd like to tell you about how SCG can help advertisers reach their potential customers in today's fast-paced, technology-driven world.
These.
So many options from all the traditional media to the practically limitless digital and social platforms that are available, making it harder than ever for businesses to get their message in front of the right audience. Well, at SCG, we help our clients strengthen their relationships, reputations, and brands by integrating
4 minutes, Facebook.
We understand the options available to advertisers, and we will work with you to determine the best creative and media plan for your business. To learn more about SCG Advertising and Public Relations by visiting scgadv.com. That's scgadv.com. We'll help you reach your potential customers, all of them.
Hello, I'm Dr. Chira Curry, a board-certified ear, nose, and throat physician. Every day, I see many patients whose lives would be enriched by hearing aids, but who simply cannot afford the thousands of dollars needed to pay them. I made it my mission to find a way to manufacture medical-grade, affordable hearing aids. Working with other doctors and audiologists, I developed the MD Hearing Aid Air, which costs up to 90% less than traditional hearing aids.
See how the MD Hearing Aid Air can help you once again enjoy conversations, even in noisy places. Call 1-800-409-9153 to speak with one of their trained specialists. Reconnect with your life with MD Hearing Aid's affordable, quality hearing solutions at a fraction of the cost of custom hearing aids. Now, take advantage of their exclusive 45-day risk-free trial and get free shipping and a year's worth of free batteries, a $50 value. Call MD Hearing Aid at 1-800-409-9153. Satisfaction guaranteed. That's 1-800-409-9153.
Checking WCTC traffic in the 6 o'clock hour.
3 minutes.
Parkway,
Facebook.
130, another crash southbound near 131. And you have delays on 78 westbound local and express lanes between exits 50 and 48. Traffic brought to you by the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation, inviting you to take steps for cures at a walk event near you. Get started at cctakesteps.org. It's 73 degrees. I'm Adam Walski with the WCTC.
I'm Adam Walski.
The 1450 WCTC forecast. Well, on through tonight, we're going to start off clear, but into the overnight clouds will increase. Maybe a couple of showers working in during the pre-dawn as we get down to the lower mid-60s. Now, Wednesday will feature an increase in clouds and the rain in the morning, possibly, and then we'll clear out midday into the early afternoon. Not a bad day, but there could be a returning thunder shower late with the highs warming into the lower mid-80s. It'll be clear back out to sunshine and back to the 80s for Thursday. I'm meteorologist Chris Castellano on 1450 WCTC.
The opinions expressed during this program are solely the opinions of the host and guests. They do not necessarily represent the views of the advertisers, management, staff, or ownership of WCTC.
This is WCTC's Sound Advice, the local one-hour program designed to give you the knowledge, information, and guidance to help you make better decisions in your personal and professional lives. Now, WCTC's Sound Advice.
Time now for Talking Sports. Here's your host, Jonathan Friedman.
Good evening, Central Jersey. It's Tuesday, and we're talking sports right here on the voice of Central Jersey, Talk Radio 1450 WCTC. I'm Jan Friedman. Dave Raish is on the other side of the glass. That's the voice you hear when you call the show. Dave, what's happening?
Like I said, NBA's over. The Bonds go to the Knicks.
Oh, you wish. Lots to talk about in the next hour. You bring it, we'll talk about it. Give us a call on the Ocean County College call-in line at 732-545-9282. That's 732-545-WCTC. Ocean.edu. Also, we're streaming the show. Go to WCTCAM.com. Click on that red button and you'll get us on your mobile device, laptop, etc., and enjoy the show on the World Wide Web. Lots to cover in the next hour, including golf's U.S. Open starts Thursday from Shinnecock Hills. We'll break down the field. You'll be able to sports gamble in New Jersey starting Thursday. I'll fill you in on some of the details. The NBA draft is next week. We'll look at the latest mock draft. The College World Series tournament is about to begin in Omaha. I'll break that down for you. Lastly, I'll have an update on the New Jersey Pooper. A look around the majors, other sports news, your calls, and a lot more. And speaking of calls, give us a call on the Ocean County College call-in line at 732-545-9282. That's 732-545-WCTC. Ocean.edu. Also, you can get us visually streaming. You can get us at Facebook if you type in Jonathan Friedman, Talking Sports with Jonathan Friedman. You'll get us there on Facebook Live. And also, if you do the same thing on YouTube, you'll get us there. Also, you can follow the show now and me on Twitter at John Sports Talk, and that's Jon, John Sports Talk. So that's how you can get us visually. So tonight we'll start off just a quick look at the U.S. Open is in Long Island at the Shinnecock Hills Country Club, and should be a doozy. And I thought I would just kind of go over some of the odds of winning for some of these players. As you know, last week, Dustin Johnson won the FedEx St. Jude's Classic, so he's feeling good about himself right now. So, for example, he's 8-1 odds to win this thing. Rory McIlroy's 14-1 odds. Thomas is 14-1 odds. Rose is 14-1 odds. Fowler 14-1 odds. Day is 16-1 odds. Spieth is 18-1, and Tiger Woods 20-1. So it should be a real good tournament starting Thursday, and I'm pretty sure the weather here is supposed to be pretty good out in Long Island. So it'll be interesting. I just want to see Tiger make the cut. That's all I want to see. Make the cut and do your thing. And, you know, I just have some kind of feeling he's going to have a good tournament. No pressure on him whatsoever. Obviously, golf wants him to do well. I want him to do well, like you. And right now is when golf really gets good over the summer. You know, a lot of tournaments and stuff. So it gets good, and we'll see if Tiger's ready to, you know, and making the cut for him in the U.S. Open is a big deal. So we'll see how that goes. So that starts on Thursday. I'm pretty sure ESPN carries the first few days. CBS will probably have the back end of it on Saturday and Sunday. Should be a really good tournament, and he's healthy, Tiger. So that has something to do with it also. So should be good, and you can get that, I think, on ESPN for the first 2 days, I believe, and also probably be on the Golf Channel. So anyway, should be interesting. Now, let me give you some news on this betting in New Jersey. So, as of Thursday, if you want to go, for example, to like Monmouth Park, you can go there and start betting on baseball games at Monmouth Park. So you'll be able to do that starting at 10:30 on Thursday morning. I'm not sure. I'm trying to look here to see if there's any of the casinos. It looks like the Borgata is going to have a sports book. And, I just don't know how they get these sports book. If you've ever been to Vegas, you know that they have these sports books. They got lounge chairs everywhere. They got televisions all over the place. And that's my favorite thing to do when I would go to Vegas is I wouldn't be at the tables. I'd be in that sports book and just, if I'm going to bet, I'm going to do something that I might have a tiny bit of knowledge on. And I still probably wouldn't win. But it's so fun to do that. And I've never had the opportunity to do it on an NFL Sunday. That's got to be wild. So that's coming to New Jersey. And the other good thing about this is Atlantic City has the opportunity now to hit the reset button on everything bad they've done in the past and the nastiness and the grossness of Atlantic City. You've now got new life. It's going to be a major attraction to go bet. So very interesting. So, for example, if you want to go to Monmouth Park and bet on the Mets or Yankees or whatever, the All-Star game, whatever it is, you'll be able to start doing that on Thursday. And how about the Triple Crown winner? That horse was just amazing. You know what's amazing, Dave, is that, what was it, 2 years ago that horse won, that trainer? Yeah, 2015. That trainer's horse won the Triple Crown. That same guy, right? He don't look like a Mike Smith, but that guy, Mike Smith, won it. And and what was it, 37 years prior to that? Yeah. And then for that to happen 2 years later, you and I and the listeners are witnessing something over a 2 year period that just doesn't happen. I mean, it just does not happen. And he was like graceful as could be, that horse. I mean, he was just like, and I loved how when they interviewed that jockey after, he said, I think my mom's okay that I didn't go to college and finish high school or whatever. The guy's a multi-millionaire from doing all this. So, and the jockey seems like a nice guy, He's the kind of guy, if I took him on a basketball court, I'd be posting him up. Anyway, so really cool to see a Triple Crown, and you got to love you have to love the excitement that brings. Great for Belmont Park also, and the announcer, the play-by-play and the call was so good. It's just wonderful. So it's amazing how you can get excited over, what is it, a minute and a half, that race or whatever, all the build-up and everything, and so just great. And again, now we may not see a Triple Crown winner for another 40 years. I might not see one in my lifetime. I'm 52, and hopefully I can be here till 80. I'll take that. Might not ever see one again. So be real interesting to see if that will continue. And a horse, obviously. Now, does this horse, David, do you know will it retire now, or do they keep going?
They said he'll run again, but take a break first.
Yeah, I mean, let's give this guy a break here, this horse here. So, and I like even when they wash the horse down after too. He's all, he could use a break. So that's that's a great thing. I'm just glad that in my lifetime, in my kids' lifetime also, that in the last 2 years, they've gotten to see that. And hopefully later in their life, they'll get to see Triple Crown winners. But what a great thing. I don't know if anybody noticed, but as you may or may not know, the Mets and Braves play tonight. And what's so special about that is, and this is not Jonathan being a homer, being an Atlanta Braves fan, so ESPN's covering the game. Matter of fact, it's going to be so good that I got to rush home after the show. Hank Aaron is going to be in the booth with the play-by-play guys for 4 innings. Now, that's a long time, 4 innings, and they're going to get a lot out of Hank Aaron. Hank Aaron is the most iconic living sports legend. Him, Willie Mays, in my mind, those guys are on the very top. And I am so excited, and I got to tell you, in about 1992, I got the opportunity to do a project or to pitch a project for the Atlanta Braves. So my partner and I, we flew down for the day, and we went into the Braves offices, in 92. We didn't get the project, but it was okay because while we were in the conference room, who comes in and says hello? The great Henry Aaron. And when I met him, I was like, I couldn't get the words out. He is my number one favorite all-time athlete that, just hearing him and talking about it can bring tears to my eyes because he's Henry Aaron, a quiet, graceful, pro all the way. And people think of him as a home run guy, and in my mind, he's still the home run guy. But he was a five-tool player. There's not much Henry Aaron couldn't do. So, and I'm so lucky that I had the opportunity to watch him play. So I got to watch him play a few years. He left Atlanta in about, I want to say, 77, something like that, 76, something like that, when he was ending his career, and he went to Milwaukee to end his career. I got to see him play, which was just awesome. But what's so great, and we'll start the second half of the show is, and I think it's really cool. I don't know what made me think of this, but I'm going to play you the play-by-play calls of 7:15. There's two of them, and they're both great. One you've heard a lot because that's the call they use when they refer to the 7:15, and that's Milo Hamilton. He was the play-by-play guy of the Atlanta Braves at the time. And also, and it must have been serendipity, meant to be, whatever it was, Vin Scully and the Dodgers were in town when he hit 7:15. And many people have heard the Vin Scully call, but like any other call with Vin Scully, he told a story. And I cannot wait to start the second half of the show because I'm going to play both of them for you. We'll play the Milo Hamilton one first, and then we'll play the Vin Scully one. And literally, Milo one I've heard so many times, it doesn't have the same effect. I just heard the Vin Scully one about 10 years ago, and I love listening to it. And I think you will too. And if you've heard it before, just hearing it again and being reminded of it will be a lot of fun. And I'm really looking forward to playing that for you. It's good stuff. I mean, really good stuff. And these were the guys, the iconic baseball. And Milo Hamilton, whether it was with the Atlanta Braves or the Houston Astros, he was a good one. So we'll do that to start the second half of the show. After the break, we're going to bring in our weekly segment with Mark Schwartz. He's the play-by-play guy of your Somerset Patriots. See how they're doing. Also, later in the show, there's some new news on the New Jersey Pooper, so we'll keep you updated on that. I'm actually looking forward to sharing that with you. We got the College World Series about to begin. Dave, did you see that game last night with Florida and Auburn?
Walk-off home run,
Yeah, but you feel bad for the right fielder. It went off his glove. Oh, it was great. And the momentum in that game was really weird. Did you think that the Auburn guy struck out that guy that inning prior when he caught him looking and the umpire called a ball? Do you remember that? And it kind of changed the momentum, even though Auburn didn't score it there when they were up to bat. It just changed it a little bit, but all good stuff. All right, when we get back, we'll talk with Mark Schwartz. He's the play-by-play guy of the Somerset Patriots. You're listening to Talking Sports on a Tuesday with me, John Friedman. Give me a call on the Ocean County College call-in line at 732-545 WCTC. I'm John Friedman. Dave Raish is on the other side of the glass. We'll be right back.
Hi, this is Jonathan Friedman. You might know me as the host of Talking Sports on WCTC, but I do have a day job. I'm the Business Development Director at SCG Advertising and Public Relations in Parsippany, and I'd like to tell you about how SCG can help advertisers reach their potential customers in today's fast-paced, technology-driven world. There are so many options, from all the traditional media to the practically limitless digital and social platforms that are available, making it harder than ever for businesses to get their message in front of the right audience.
Well,
At SCG, we help our clients strengthen their relationships, reputations, and brands by integrating their message across the entire media spectrum. We understand the options available to advertisers, and we will work with you to determine the best creative and media plan for your business. So learn more about SCG Advertising and Public Relations by visiting scgadv.com.
Okay.
That's scgadv.com. We'll help you reach your potential customers, all of them.
What are you going to do with your old car? You can try selling it, you could junk it, or you can donate it to Heritage for the Blind. Your car will be towed away for free, and your donation is tax deductible. Just call 1-800-407-4143. Heritage for the Blind accepts cars, vans, trucks, and boats. It doesn't matter if your vehicle runs or not. It will be towed away for free, and you'll be supporting those that need help. Heritage for the Blind is a non-profit organization that helps the visually impaired voucher. Call now, 1-800-407-4143. That's 1.
That was a good one on the LeBron Nick one.
Checking WCTC traffic. We have an accident in Greenbrook, 22 East.
You heard me?
Washington Avenue.
That was a good one with the Nick LeBron.
9 to the Turnpike and a crash on the Parkway southbound at 131. Traffic brought to you by Mothers Against Drunk Driving. Every 52 minutes, someone is killed by a drunk driver. Join Mothers Against Drunk Driving at a Walk Like Mad 5K. Sign up at walklikemad.org. 73 degrees. I'm Adam Walsky with the WCTC traffic update.
Now the 1450 WCTC forecast. We follow up a gorgeous day with clear skies out into this evening, but we will start to see an increase of clouds overnight, maybe a couple of showers into the pre-dawn. Down to 60 to 65. Then tomorrow, Wednesday, maybe a wet start to the day, but there should be a dry break late morning, early afternoon. Otherwise, a mix of clouds and sun, and a late returning thunder shower into the low and mid 80s. And then we'll be warm once again, but clearing back out the sunshine for Thursday again, low to mid 80s. I'm Chris Castellano on 1450 WCTC.
All right, we're back. We're talking sports on a Tuesday with me, John Friedman, on the voice of Central Jersey, 1450 WCTC. Give us a call on the Ocean County College call-in line. It's 732-545-9282. That's 732-545-WCTC Ocean.edu. All right. We're going to do our weekly segment with my buddy, play-by-play man of the Somerset Patriot, Mark Schwartz, joins us. Mark, what's going on?
Oh, not much, John. How are you doing over there?
I got to tell you, I really enjoyed your broadcast I guess it was last Thursday morning. You did a Facebook Live broadcast, television-like type broadcast. You were fabulous, a good game, and I really enjoyed it.
Oh, thank you very much, John. I appreciate that.
It was wonderful. What's happening with the Patriots?
We came off of a big weekend against the New Britain Bees, but it wasn't exactly the weekend we were looking for. Patriots actually dropped 3 of 4 to New Britain, and New Britain was the third-place team in the Liberty Division. So, there were some positives, a decent amount of negatives, but, when you drop 3 of 4 to a team that's in third place and a team that's chasing you for first, it's certainly not what you're looking for. Meanwhile, the Ducks have won 3 straight. So right now, the Patriots, John, they're only a game and a half up on first place in the Liberty Division. So things are real close right now.
Yeah, you get the ebbs and flows. It's a long season. You're going to have that.
It's a marathon, not a sprint, John.
Exactly. So I see the York Revolution are in town. What's this series going to look like?
Well, the Revs are an interesting team. I mean, it's a team that the Patriots have oftentimes struggled against recently. In fact, the Revs took last year's season series against the Patriots pretty convincingly. They won 12 out of 19 games. And the Revs are the defending Atlantic League champions. So, every time you welcome in a defending champion to the ballpark, there's a little extra flair.
Oh, yeah.
Now, granted, John, this is a different Revolution team than the one that really played well at the end of last season in their route to a championship. They still have some good players, some former Patriots. They have Mitch Adkins, who we'll see later in the series. He was a former Patriot. Michael Burgess is a former Patriot. They've got some guys at the top of their lineup that have a lot of speed, and Jared Mitchell, big-time former big leaguer, Alexi Casilla, middle infielder, used to play for the Minnesota Twins for a while. He's their number 2 batter, so they've got some good bats. They've got Zach Wilson, who was one of the best players in the Atlantic League last year with the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs, who suffered a bit of a risky sort of blood clot injury. But we're happy to see him doing well. Very nice guy.
That's great.
Pitching staff's been decimated, though, a little bit. They've had some guys get their contracts purchased. So it'll be really interesting to see how these pitchers for the Revs start to shape up over the next couple of weeks. I mean, they're 2 games over 500. But you can't take any opponent lightly, John, especially one that's coming off of a championship.
I got to tell you, it sounds like you guys are rocking over there. I'm even hearing a little cheeseburger in paradise. Oh, that's great. It's a beautiful night tonight. I'm assuming you're going to have a good attendance tonight.
Yeah, you know what? School's starting to let out a little bit, so we're getting bigger and bigger groups and, larger amounts of attendance coming out. This weekend for us, John.
Yeah.
If you don't mind me plugging.
Absolutely. That's why you're here.
Yeah, this weekend's our biggest weekend of the season. We are so excited. I mean, all 3 of these days on the week are going to be big for us. We have a Revolutionary Spirit coming up on Thursday.
Nice.
Where we have this big group come out. They're called Crossroads of the American Revolution. And if anybody was was here for our All-Star game last year. They have this huge setup with all these really old-style spinning needle things and churning butter, and it's just a really, really cool atmosphere. That's on Thursday, but this weekend, John, this is our biggest weekend of the season. It's Father's Day weekend.
Yeah, nice.
We've got a fireworks show on Friday.
Ah, great.
We've got another fireworks show on Saturday, and then Sunday's Father's Day, which we kill it every year.
Now, I want to make sure the Friedman kids hear that the Somerset Patriots are playing at home on Sunday if they're listening.
Right. Yeah, let the Friedman kids know that. But it's going to be, this is a weekend, we set an attendance record for the league a couple of years ago with this weekend. Sellouts all 3 days, a lot of excitement, packed houses, great baseball. It's going to be a really special time. And all 3 games are a little slim on tickets right now. So if anybody's listening and they want to make sure they have a fun time this weekend, go to SomersetPatriots.com. Make sure you get your ticket.
And a lot of fun. Hey, Mark, is Thursday's game a businessman special?
No.
It's not. Okay.
No, it is not. I mean, we normally offer those, John, for our early games.
Got it.
That's our chance to try to get some people to play hooky from work.
Well, I was asking selfishly because I thought maybe you may be doing Facebook again live so I could sit in the office and watch it.
We'll be doing Facebook Live on Saturday night.
Oh.
If you got nothing going on Saturday night.
And does that come over a public feed? In other words, anybody can type it in and get it, kind of thing? Okay, great.
So that's broadcast through what we call our SPN.TV network, and we simulcast on Facebook Live, and then on SPN.TV, which is a media site that we put a bunch of videos and whatnot.
That's awesome.
It's broadcast on there.
It was great. I was late getting some work done. I'll blame you for that, but anyway, it was a lot of fun, and the stadium is beautiful. You got a lot of advertisers out in the outfield. It's just wonderful. And did you know? I'm sure you know this. The audience may not know this. This stadium was built by the Camden Yards people, correct? I think that's what I read, that the people who did the Camden Yards, when they designed that, it's the same company that the Patriots use. I think. I'm going to get it verified, but somebody told me that last week, so I thought that was really cool.
Honestly, John, I wouldn't be surprised. Camden Yards was constructed in the early 90s and
right.
in the late 90s.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't surprise me, and this ballpark is held strong. We just celebrated the 20th anniversary.
Wonderful.
A couple of weeks ago, and it's really beautiful. And if anybody in the Central Jersey community has the opportunity where you have a free night, stop on by. It's family fun, entertainment.
Ah, it's wonderful.
Players, just come out for a cheap ticket, some cheap beer, some cheap food, and just enjoy yourself.
Let me tell you something. It's quality baseball. I always compared that league to like AA is a good, I think, and that's quality. If you're a player, by the way, and you get to the AA level, you've made it. I mean, that's pretty good.
You know what, John? We got people that get signed from here and go directly to AAA. So
yeah.
Oftentimes, from our perspective, we like to say it's a high AA, so like one of the best AA teams, or a low AAA team. That's sort of where we like to advertise ourselves.
Look, and now here I always give you one crazy question. Does the league and the umpires have a quote-unquote, you got any Dutch Rennerts out there, any good umpires that do a good third call strike or anything like that?
We've got some very good umpires. I can't think of one that's a third strike.
Oh, it's funny. The things that excite me. Crazy.
I'm the same way. I think everybody who watches baseball imagines what their called third strike looks like.
Yeah. So I like the first strike call by Dutch Renner. It was always the best. I always loved it. All right, so it sounds like you guys are hey, no panic button there. It's a long season. Every day you're as good as your starting pitching, right?
That's right.
So you got it, buddy. All right, so we'll talk to you next week. Good luck over the weekend. Keep the winning going, and we'll talk to you on Tuesday.
All right, appreciate it as always.
All right, Mark. That's Mark Schwartz. He's the play-by-play guy for the Somerset Patriots. And if you're in the area, and if you're not even in the area, if you're in Essex County or Bergen County, wherever, get out there. It's a lot of fun, inexpensive tickets, quality baseball, and it's great. And I always tell people I used to love to take my kids to Newark Bear games. Forget that they messed that whole thing up, and that could have still been going on. It's the one thing Cory Booker really didn't get done or make sure he continued. But that kind of minor league baseball is wonderful, and my kids and I, we used to just absolutely love it, and I miss those days. All right, so when we get back, I'm going to play those play-by-plays. We'll hear from Vin Scully. We'll hear from Milo Hamilton. I'll update you on the New Jersey Pooper. I love that story. You know I do. We'll look at the College World Series. We'll look at the NBA Draft. You're listening to me, John Friedman. On a Tuesday, we're talking sports on 1450 WCTC. We'll be right back.
Hi, this is Jonathan Friedman. You might know me as the host of Talking Sports on WCTC, but I do have a day job. I'm the Business Development Director at SCG Advertising and Public Relations in Parsippany, and I'd like to tell you about how SCG can help advertisers reach their potential customers in today's fast-paced, technology-driven world.
I love that guy.
So many options, from all the traditional media to the practically limitless digital and social platforms that are available.
Milo first.
Harder than ever.
Yeah, well, I'll talk about it, and then I'll say,
Milo first.
yeah, I'll talk about it, and I'm going to say, all right, Dave, let's listen to the Milo.
Strengthen their relationships, reputations, and brands by integrating their message across the entire media spectrum. We understand the options available to advertisers.
There's the drive. That ball's going to be.
15, yeah.
Love it. He's sitting on 750-14.
Visiting scgadv.com. That's scgadv.com.
The Braves have played the Mets a million times already.
Customers, all of them.
We'll be done with them soon.
NBC News Radio. I'm Tom Roberts. President Trump says America will stop cooperative war games with South Korea. The president says there are some benefits which some people don't even realize.
Number one, we save money a lot. And number two, it really is something that I think they very much appreciated.
By and large, members of Congress are being cautiously optimistic about the summit between President Trump and North Korean leader Kim Jong-un. Republican Senator John Kennedy of Louisiana called Kim a butcher of his own people. A border agent is in a hospital after getting shot. The shooting happened early this morning in southern Arizona, but details about the injuries are being kept under wraps. A new study is highlighting a disturbing trend in the science industry. Research released today by the National Academies of Sciences, Engineering, and Medicine shows half of women in the field are victims of sexual harassment. Wall Street is mixed today. The Dow Jones Industrial Average fell 2 points. Tom
I
Roberts,
probably shouldn't have said that.
Radio.
As an individual investor,
My brother's laughing at me because I talked about posting up the jockey.
wealthy, not anymore. Zacks Advantage is the actively managed, performance-driven, automated online investment advisory service that builds, monitors, and rebalances your portfolio so you don't have to. Now, for a limited time, with fees up to 75% lower than traditional advisors, and the minimum
Is it hot in here?
$5,000, you can take advantage of Zacks' 30 years of investment management experience. Call 1-888-746-1770 today to speak with an advisor. Right now, you can save 30% off our already low fees for the life of your account. Low fees, low minimums, and 30 years of experience. That's the Zacks Advantage. Call 1-888-746-1770. Past performance is no guarantee of future results. Potential for loss exists with any investment. Material is for informational purposes only. It is not investment, legal, accounting, or tax advice, or a recommendation to buy, sell, or hold a security. No advice is given about a strategy suitability for a particular investor. For additional information, go to ZacksAdvantage.com. Call 1-888-746-1770.
Checking WCTC traffic. We have a stall on the Parkway southbound near the Colonia Rest area, then an accident southbound by 131. Still very slow on 78 westbound local and express lanes between exits 50 and 48. Traffic brought to you by Positive Coaching Alliance. PCA, a national nonprofit, develops better athletes and people through youth and high school sports. Information at positivecoach.org. 73 degrees. I'm Adam Walski with the WCTC traffic update.
Now the 1450 WCTC forecast. We follow up a gorgeous day with clear skies on into this evening, but we will start to see an increase of clouds overnight, maybe a couple of showers into the pre-dawn. Then the 60 to 65. But tomorrow, Wednesday, maybe a wet start to the day, but there should be a dry break this morning, early afternoon. Otherwise, a mix of clouds and sun, and a late returning thunder shower into the low and mid-80s. And it will be warm once again, but clearing back out to sunshine for Thursday again, low to mid-80s. I'm Chris Castellano, 1450 WCTC.
All right, we're back. We're talking sports on a Tuesday. Give me a call on the Ocean County College call-in line. That's 732-545-9282. That's 732-545 WCTC Ocean.edu. All right, so when I teased you before the break, so the Mets and Braves get together tonight, and it's a special night because ESPN's covering the game, and the game itself is not special. You know, the Mets are doing what they're doing, the Braves are doing what they're, but there's something really special to this game tonight. And Henry Aaron, the great Henry Aaron, will be in the booth with ESPN's announcers for 4 innings, which is really fabulous, though that's a lot of time on the air with the iconic Henry Aaron. And anytime I think of Henry Aaron, and he's, growing up in Atlanta, he's my favorite Atlanta athlete, always will be. And I love telling you the story when I met him, and it was just one of the greatest moments in my life, actually. And so I wanted to play you the radio play-by-play calls of one Milo Hamilton, who was the play-by-play guy for the Atlanta Braves at that time, and he went on to be the play-by-play guy for the Houston Astros. And he does it his way. And then, via serendipity, meant to be, whatever it is, the Dodgers happen to be in town, and the great storytelling play-by-play guy of the Dodgers, Vin Scully, will play his call. So, and they're 2 entirely different calls. Milo's kind of straight, excited, and gets you juiced up hearing it. And then when you hear the Vin Scully, he takes it to the next step. He talks about how a black man is being honored and standing ovation in the Deep South. And just the way he says it, like Vin does, is unbelievable. So I'll tell you what, Dave, let's do the Milo Hamilton one from April '74. And listen to this one. It gets me juiced up. I hope it does you too.
Sitting on 7-14. Here's the pitch by Downing. Swinging. There's the drive into left center field. That ball is going to be out of here. It's gone. It's 7-15. There's a new home run champion of all time, and it's Henry Aaron. The fireworks are going. Henry Aaron is coming around third. His teammates are at home plate. And listen to this crowd. This sellout crowd is cheering Henry Aaron, the home run king of all time. 7-15.
So that's the call you generally hear when you hear the home run of 7-15. And I'll never forget, I'm sitting in our house that I grew up with in the living room. I'm 8 years old, and I can remember a Friday night on NBC. I can remember it like it was literally last night. It's just one of those memories that just will never go anywhere. It's always in my head. So now, now we'll take a listen to the Vin Scully one that's a little different. He paints the picture. Vin always loves to paint the picture before it happens and after it happens. And this one, and I only heard it for the first time 10 years ago, but this one is really, Vin, it's a great call. All right, Dave, let's hit it.
Delivers, and he's low. Ball 1. And that just adds to the pressure. The crowd booing. Downing has to ignore the sound effects. Stay a professional and pitch his game. 1 ball and no strikes. Aaron waiting. The outfield deep and straight away. Fastball to the high drive into deep left center field. Butler goes back to the fence. It is gone.
Come on, Vinny. He's coming.
What a marvelous moment for baseball. What a marvelous moment for Atlanta and the state of Georgia. What a marvelous moment for the country and the world. A black man is getting a standing ovation in the Deep South for breaking a record of an all-time baseball idol. And it is a great moment for all of us, and particularly for Henry Aaron, who was met at home plate not only by every member of the Braves, but by his father and mother. He threw his arms around his father, and as he left the home plate area, his mother came running across the grass, threw her arms around his neck, kissed him for all she was worth. As Aaron circled the bases, the Dodgers on the infield shook his hand, and that was a memorable moment. Aaron is being mobbed by photographers. He is holding his right hand high in the air, and for the first time in a long time, that poker face of Aaron shows the tremendous strain and relief of what it must have been like to live with for the past several months. It is over. At 10 minutes after 9 in Atlanta, Georgia, Henry Aaron has eclipsed the mark set by Babe Ruth. You could not, I guess, get two more opposite men. The Babe, big and garrulous and oh so sociable, and oh so immense in all of his appetite. And then the quiet lad out of Mobile, Alabama, slender and stayed slender throughout his career. And so it was a memorable moment before the game, and now what a sweet moment it is here in the middle of the game. So Henry and the Babe, the two greatest home run hitters that have ever lived. And it's a marvelous, wonderful, enjoyable moment here in Atlanta. We're so happy, too, that it could be seen all over the United States, that it will be duly reported all around the world.
Well, I think I did a pretty good job of describing that. That's the great Vin Scully, and that call, you know, he paints that picture of really what happened. And interesting, if you go to YouTube and you type in Vin Scully and Henry Aaron 715, as he's circling the bases, for you sports fans out there, you'll see a guy with a white coat from top all the way, a long white like raincoat top to bottom, chasing him with a microphone. And at home plate, you see him. It's Craig Sager of Turner Sports. Now, this goes back a while, and Craig Sager was a young man, the late Craig Sager. May he rest in peace. So it just a wonderful, wonderful thing. I really wanted to play that for you because, listen, Hank Aaron, he's an American. Everybody loves Henry Aaron. Unbelievable. Dave, we got a call on line 1. All right, let's go to Doug in Trenton. You're on Talking Sports on a Tuesday.
Hey, how you doing, guys?
Hey, how are you? Oh, where was the sports question coming? Dave, they got you, buddy. You got punked there or something. But that's funny. Anyway, so great call. I don't know who the Doug from Trenton was. That's interesting. We got a prank caller on a talk show. That's the best. Really, that's like my childhood. All right. So anyway, let me update you on the accused mystery pooper, the New Jersey pooper that the Kenilworth School superintendent who was accused of defecating daily on a high school track near Monmouth County's home in April wants to see the entire surveillance video. Well, he should have that. I mean, he should have his discovery. The district attorney was, Thomas Trumagellini of Aberdeen was charged by Homedale police for public urination, defecation, littering, and lewdness. What people don't understand is with lewdness, you know what that does? That puts you on Megan's list. So you don't ever want to get charged with lewdness, but this story is just crazy. 42 made his first appearance in municipal court on Tuesday. His attorney, Matthew S. Adams, told municipal court that provided the prosecutor, including the metadata or information attached to the video. The prosecutor, Stephen Zabarski, said that he has given Adams the narrative report from police, an evidence property report, and 2 discs, including the surveillance video and Homedale Police Dispatch audio. I tell you, it's going to be really interesting if that audio or visual gets out of this guy pooping in Homedale. That's just going to be crazy. Gosh, I hope that video gets out there. That'll be good. Anyway, so I just wanted to get you updated on that's my immaturity. Keeping you updated on the pooper of New Jersey. All right, the College World Series is about to start in Omaha, Nebraska. It's a tournament, and if you saw the Auburn-Florida game last night, what a game! Extra innings in 11, and you gotta feel bad for the Auburn right fielder. Went to catch the ball, went off his glove for a home run. I mean, you talk about. That kid probably didn't sleep a wink last night. I felt so terrible for him. But what's impressive is that Florida is back in the College World Series tournament. They're the defending champs, and to get the opportunity to defend your championship, that's all you can ask for. So it should be really good. Let me take a look quickly at the schedule of that and keep you updated on that. Let's see here. Games start on, looks like they start... all times are Eastern. Looks like they start on Saturday. You got Oregon State, North Carolina, and Washington, Mississippi State. And then on Sunday, you got Arkansas, Texas, and Florida and Texas Tech. Monday, you've got Oregon State, North Carolina, loser versus Washington, Mississippi State, loser. You can go to ESPN and get the whole schedule on this, but I love the College World Series tournament. I mean, this is the best of amateur baseball you're going to get. And, you know, these teams have been playing for months, you know, and they're at their peak, and it's good quality baseball, and the pitching is outstanding. So you got to love it. Just love college. When it comes to the final tournaments, whether it's the NCAA tournament in basketball or this or even the girls' softball. I love NCAA Girls World Series softball. And I believe last week, who won that day? Was it Oklahoma? Who won that last week? Somebody, Washington, I think, right? Was it Washington? I don't know. I got to take a look. I watched it. I don't remember who won the tournament, the girls' softball tournament in the NCAA. I want to say. Oh, Florida State. That's who it was, yeah. So, and, you know, most major leaguers cannot get up there against these pitchers and hit this ball. That thing comes in unbelievable. And I think what's really impressive with these softball players is when they throw a changeup. It fakes me out. It's unbelievable. All right, you're listening to Talking Sports on a Tuesday with me, John Friedman. Give us a call on the Ocean County College call-in line. That's 732-545-9282. That's 732-545-WCTC. I'm John Friedman. Dave Raish is behind the glass. We'll check weather and traffic. We'll be right back.
Hi, this is Jonathan Friedman. You might know me as the host of Talking Sports on WCTC.
I need a
do
tissue.
have a day job. I'm the Business Development Director at SCG Advertising and Public Relations in Parsippany, and I'd like to tell you about how SCG can help advertisers reach their potential customers in today's fast-paced, technology-driven world. There are so many options, from all the traditional media to the practically limitless digital and social platforms that are available, making it harder than ever for businesses to get their message in front of the right audience. Well, at SCG, we help our clients strengthen their relationships, reputations, and brands by integrating their message across the entire media spectrum. We understand the options available to advertisers, and we will work with you to determine the best creative and media plan for your business. So learn more about SCG Advertising and Public Relations by visiting scgadv.com. That's scgadv.com. We'll help you reach your potential customers, all of them.
Tonight, WCTC brings you all the action of Somerset Patriots baseball. I'm Mark Schwartz. Join me for every pitch starting at 7 on the flagship station for Somerset Patriots baseball. Talk Radio 1450 WCTC and WCTCAM.com.
Brought to you by Financial Resources Federal Credit Union, St. Peter's University Hospital, Ultimate Collision, CB Window Factory, the Somerset County Division of Solid Waste Management, Marie Appliances, and JFK Medical Center.
You've got your old car. You can try selling it, you could junk it, or you could donate it to Heritage for the Blind. Your car will be towed away for free, and your donation is tax deductible. Just call 1-800-407-4143. Heritage for the Blind accepts cars, vans, trucks, and boats. It doesn't matter if your vehicle runs or not. It will be towed away for free, and you'll be supporting those that need help. Heritage for the Blind is a non-profit organization that helps the visually impaired live fuller lives. Call right now to donate your car, and as a special thank you for calling, you'll receive a free 3-day vacation voucher to many exciting locations. Call Heritage for the Blind right now. Call 1-800-407-4143. Donating is easy, and your vehicle is towed away for free. Plus, you'll get a free vacation voucher. Call now, 1-800-407-4143. That's 1-800-407-4143.
Checking WCTC traffic. Accident cleared in Greenbrook on 22 eastbound by Washington Avenue. You have delays on 78 westbound locals and express 50 to 48. 287 is slow southbound from exit 9 down to the Turnpike. Traffic brought to you by Unbound. There are children across the world lacking the privilege of going to school. Change the story for one child at unbound.org. 73 degrees. I'm Adam Walski with the WCTC traffic update.
Now the 1450 WCTC forecast. Well, the rest of this evening stays clear, but into the overnight we'll start to see an increase in clouds, and with that maybe a couple of showers working in during the pre-dawn. We settle to the lower mid-60s. Now Wednesday we're going to start off with that chance for showers, particularly through the morning and into the midday and early afternoon. We could see a dry break before a thunder shower returns late p.m. back to the lower mid-80s, and then we'll be back to sunshine Thursday. Nice in the low and mid-80s. I'm Chris Castellano on 1450 WCTC.
All right, we're back. We're talking sports on a Tuesday. Give me a call on the Ocean County College call-in line. That's 732-545-9282. That's 732-545-WCTC. Ocean.edu. All right, so you know the NBA draft, I believe, is a week from Thursday. At the Barclays Center in Brooklyn. And, you know, I'm not so sure that everybody makes it sound like DeAndre Ayton will go number 1 to Phoenix, and he very well may. But for some... Number 9. Yeah, okay. Yeah, he's going to last that long. What's interesting is, you know, for some reason I have a feeling, whether it's the day before or the day of, that the Phoenix Suns are going to trade that pick. And they're going to get additional picks in that first round. I don't know who the partner's going to be. I don't know at all. I just have this feeling, and that this Luka Doncic may be this European player who they compare to LeBron. I don't know how you could do that, but that he may go number 1. Marvin Bagley may go a little earlier than I thought he may. And this Mohamed Bamba, where's he going to go? So the NBA draft, I got to tell you, it's a deep draft. And I'm not talking about guys that are, you know, the first 10 guys. I'm talking about the second round. That's where you're going to find some quality guys, like, for example, an Alonzo Trier of Arizona. A guy like that you're going to get in the second round, quality player or players like him. So, you know, I'm hoping that there is some wheeling and dealing, because that's what makes that draft exciting. So looking forward to that. And next Tuesday, we'll really get you set up for the NBA draft next Thursday. That should be a doozy. Johnny was disappointed to hear that his favorite receiver, Julio Jones, is going to be a holdout of mandatory camp. What I don't get is, and, you know, there's a Yiddish word that's called chutzpah. You know, Julio, you have a little bit of that when you had not such a good season. The Atlanta Falcons, matter of fact, led the NFL last year in drops. So I'm a little surprised. He just signed a contract 2 years ago, and I'm just not. And will they come to terms? Absolutely. But I hate when people miss camps, whether it's the not mandatory camp or the mandatory camp. You know, you start building your team during those times. That's it's so important. And I just hate when it gets into the public and it becomes it just becomes a thing that doesn't need to happen. And Julio's a pro, and that's what I'm surprised about. So hopefully they can get that all worked out. I don't like any player. And by the way, you never see the offensive linemen, the defensive linemen, the guys who make the whole holes for the running backs or protect the quarterback or the defensive linemen that are trying to get the quarterback. They never hold out. Why? Because they don't make nearly as much money as position players, as skilled position players. And without those guys, you got to have those guys first before your skill players are successful. So we'll see how we'll follow that story. Actually, I'm probably the only one around here interested in that story. Also, let's take a look quickly at the Major League Baseball All-Star voting. You know, you can go on MLB Network, MLB.com, and vote 35 times for your all-star selections, which I think is ridiculous. I like the old way. You go to the stadium, you fill your ballot out, and that's what happens. So, for example, leading the way at catcher is the Yankees' Gary Sanchez. He's having a terrible year. I mean, he's not having a good year. That's at catcher, for example. First baseman in the American League is Jose Abreu of the White Sox. Second base is obviously Jose Altuve. Gotta love that guy. Third base is Jose Ramirez of the Indians. At shortstop is Manny Machado of the Orioles. In the outfield, it's looking like it's going to be Mookie Betts, no doubt about that. Mike Trout and Aaron Judge could be the starting outfielders. We got a little time left to go. And the DH looks like it's going to be J.D. Martinez, who is having a fabulous year for the Boston Red Sox. So let's take a look at the National League. In the National League, catcher, he's playing more first base than he is catching this year. Buster Posey leads the way with the Giants, so who looks like he's going to be the starting catcher. It looks like at first base is Johnny's Atlanta Braves. Freddie Freeman looks like he'll be the starting first baseman, which is, first base is loaded because you got Anthony Rizzo also of the Cubs. At second base, it looks like the starter, and I don't think, unless rookies, and this rookie actually is struggling right now, but also of the Atlanta Braves, Ozzie Albies. He's right now the leader at second base over Javier Baez of the Cubs. And Baez, as you know, is a wonderful second baseman. At third base, Nolan Arenado. How do you say that? Arenado of the Rockies leads the way at third base, and he's over Chris Bryant. That's what happens when those ballots get stuffed. At shortstop, we got Brandon Crawford. He's a good quality shortstop with the Giants. And in the outfield, it looks like it's going to be Bryce Harper, Nick Markakis, and Matt Kemp. And how about Matt Kemp? He's having a fabulous comeback here. He's hitting like 350. Good story there with Matt Kemp with the Dodgers. And, all right, so let's take a look quickly at Major League Baseball standings. Dave, your Yankees are tied for first with the Red Sox. Yeah, you got to love that. In the Central, Cleveland's got a 5.5 game lead on Detroit. Detroit's playing well. They're hanging in there. In the West, how about those Mariners with a half-game lead over the Houston Astros, and the Angels are 5.5 back. In the National League, the Atlanta Braves and the Nationals are tied at first, and as I told you, the Atlanta Braves and the Mets come to you tonight. Hank Aaron in the booth with ESPN. In the Central in the National League, you got the Chicago Cubs with a half-game lead over Milwaukee. They're playing right now, I believe, in Milwaukee in a 3-game series. Milwaukee's a great story. I like that team. And in the West, Arizona has Johnny's eyes can see here. They got a 3-game lead over the Dodgers. And a 3.5 game lead over San Francisco. So it's going to be, that's a great division, by the way. Matter of fact, taking a quick look at, I'll take a quick look here at baseball, tonight's matchups. We've got Boston at Baltimore, Washington at New York. Well, yeah, Washington at New York, Colorado at Philadelphia, Minnesota at Detroit, San Francisco at Miami, Toronto at Tampa Bay, New York at Atlanta, Cleveland at Chicago, Chicago at Milwaukee, Cincinnati at Kansas City, San Diego at St. Louis, Pittsburgh at Arizona, Houston at Oakland, the Los Angeles Angels and the Seattle Mariners. That's a good series. And Texas and Los Angeles. So, going to be good. Trading deadline will come. The first one will come July 31st. That's where you're going to improve your bullpen and get the players that you need. And it's always hard to decide for these teams that are new teams that are winning. Are you buyers? Are you sellers? What are you? So, that's always a very tough thing for a GM. So, a lot of good sports this week. Don't forget, you got the U.S. Open from Shinnecock in Long Island. That starts Thursday. You got baseball over the weekend. We're done with hockey and we're done with basketball. Congratulations to the Golden State Warriors and the first-time champion Washington Capitals. Both of them today had their parades, by the way. Kind of cool. So congratulations to those two teams, and congratulations to the Golden Knights of Las Vegas. They had a heck of a year. So anyway, I hope everybody has a good, safe rest of the week. And it looks like we're coming to the end of this week's show. We'll talk to you Thursday from WMTR. As always, I hope your team wins. I want to thank Dave Reese behind the glass and making it happen. I want to thank our sponsors. I want to thank our callers. And I especially want to thank you, the listeners. You've been listening to Talking Sports on a Tuesday. I'm John Friedman. Have a great rest of the week, everybody.
Treatment Studios. This is 1450 WCTC, New Brunswick, a Beasley Media Group station.